Our credo that says you will never work alone will stand still. Our financial base will be maintained and great care exercised to ensure that the decision on financial matters are conducted efficiently to ensure the financial base is not eroded. We will seek to grow the BITU through a proactive recruitment strategy aimed at maximizing membership in new areas and sectors to expand our base. We will continue to maintain and further enhance the training and development of our staff, our delegates and members, ensuring equal opportunities. We will continue to cooperate with other like-minded trade unions, regionally, nationally, and internationally, with a view for forging links and networks while expanding the BITU. We will maintain our commitment to international solidarity through our accredited regional and international affiliations with organizations such as Union Network International, the International Transport Federation, the Builders and Woodworkers International, and the Caribbean Congress of Labor. We will continue to lobby government through Parliament and relevant agencies to progress policies of the BITU and to protect our members' interests. Delegates, attendees to this 75th conference, we have the values, we have the commitment, we have the knowledge, we have earned the respect, and we continue to demonstrate the integrity. We will continue to serve you and commit to our credo, you will never work alone. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Holness. The theme today, a turnaround to national growth, advocating for radical change. It is quite clear to all of us that if Jamaica is to emerge with its full potential, Alexander Bustamante, Hugh Shearer, and Funny Bruce Golding, he worked at the BITU office also. We have produced numerous government ministers to invite Mr. Colin Virgo.
Detain you long. A number of you have been on the road from 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. And we genuinely appreciate what it has taken, what it has taken from you to be here today. Let me quickly apologize for Miss Tamara Brown, who was down on your program to do the vote of thanks. She had a tragic incident in her family last night, so she was unable to attend. Our prayers are with her and her family during this difficult time. Earlier today, we invoked the blessing of the Lord on the proceedings, and we thank Reverend A.B. Lewis, who had to leave, and also we thank Senator Robert Montague, who was here earlier and had to leave. Jacqueline Williams, negotiating officer, and Roddy Thomas, senior negotiating officer, thank you very much for doing the roll call. A very short and tiny lady, but a little giant of a worker. I really want to thank our acting General Secretary, Ms. Chandra Harriott, for the tremendous work. I mean, I don't know how many of you people understand, but whenever an organization has an annual general meeting, a congress, anything of the sort, it is not only the office responsibility, but a legal responsibility of the General Secretary. So what you saw here today was a production of the General Secretary, and I want you to congratulate her. She really, really worked very, very hard to put this together. Very, very experienced and capable hands. We want to thank Trustee Christopher Bovell for so smoothly running the election of officers this morning. And as the chairman of the program had said at the time, if only all elections could run that smoothly. Mr. Richard Ingram, thank you very much for delivering the Treasurer's report. And want to thank Novlet Vassell and Mr. Alvin Sinclair again for delivering the messages from the fraternal organizations. We were thrilled with a cultural item from Fabian Brown and Company from West Kingston. Thank them very much. Mrs. Nelson, Mrs. Suzette Nelson, what a wonderful introduction of the guest speaker. Fabulous job. We got so many profound statements from the leader of the opposition today. I know that after a full day of hearing so many messages and so many pieces of information, that it's difficult to absorb sometimes every single thing that was said. But I'm going to beg and urge and plead with all of you who were here today. There were some very, very, very important points made by the leader of the opposition. And I'm not asking anybody to declare a political affiliation. But if you're listening to the reasoning of the message, right, the words that were said, the sincerity with which it was said, I'm asking you to just give a reasonable listening ear to the leader of the opposition. Thank you, Mr. Holness. And while he is here, and while I'm going to acknowledge the other person, let me kill two birds with one stone and acknowledge another relatively tiny person in stature, but a giant of a man. One of the most dynamic trade unionists ever in the history of Jamaica, our own President General, Senator Cavan Gale. And emphasizing the point made by the leader of the opposition is the fact that there is a mutual benefit when there is a healthy relationship between the political parties and the unions, because provided that we are fighting for the same cause, the betterment of the working class of the people of Jamaica. Thank you, Mr. Holness, for having Mr. Gale in the Senate. Senator Gale's presentations today, this morning in the private session and again in the afternoon, aren't you proud of him? What a wonderful gentleman. Let us hear another rousing applause for Senator Cavan Gale. Forward thinking, very humble, but very hardworking. Glenn Buckner and other members of the media, thank you very much for your coverage today. The management and the staff of the Jamaica Conference Center, thank you for the use of the facilities. The administrative staff from the office, from the head office, from the BITU, and from the branch offices, thank you so very much. Let me tell you something. A lot of people might look on and assume that to have a function like this, you just book a venue and you order some food and you tell everybody to come. And it keep. Right? It's not that simple. So much work has to go in terms of getting some of the small things that you don't notice sometimes, but if they are not there, the function is a disaster. I really want to thank the administrative staff in the office who worked tirelessly to make sure that everything ran smoothly today. To the officers of the BITU, really want to thank you all again for two important things in particular. One, for having gone out there and worked so hard to have made the BITU continue to have and continue to grow and the amount of delegates that we have. It is really a lot of work on your part and it is appreciated. Thank you to every officer of the BITU. And thank you also, officers, for having organized and mobilized your delegates to be here today. Really a lot of logistics, there was really a lot of work. The union had asked me to take charge of the transportation arrangements, etc. It was really tedious sometimes, but you guys are fabulous. Thank you so very much for that. To the current and former members of the Managing Executive Committee, who also worked very hard in building the union to where it is today, and certainly in terms of helping to raise the money to help to keep this very expensive function this year. Thank you very much, members of the MEC. Really appreciate it as well. To the members of the BITU 75th anniversary and the Congress planning committees, Cavan Gale, Alvin Sinclair, Wesley Nelson, Chandra Harriott, Roddy Thomas, Elvis Lennon, Christian Day Dorim, Marcia Ellis, Pauline Lewis, Gary Davis, Balford Henry, and yours truly. They worked very, very hard. We had a lot of activities this year. Every single one of them was a success. A number of them we had done for the very first time in the union. And we really, 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 really want to thank all of you for the hard work that you did. Many, many late hours at the office, especially even last night. Fabulous job though, guys. Thank you very, 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 very much. Most importantly though, we want to thank you, the delegates. The BITU is not the administrative staff, it's not the officers, it is you the members, you the delegates. Thank you very, very much for continuing to stay out there, fighting to protect your rights, fighting to protect the rights of your colleagues, keeping the name and the tradition and the legacy of the BITU so high, so proud, and something that we can always boast about. The BITU has achieved so much, is trying to achieve so much more, and is continuing to do so, and that is thanks to you, delegates. We know sometimes that you come under pressure from your colleagues. We know sometimes that you come under pressure from your employers, and don't you worry yourself, because the more fight you get on earth is the more reward you get from God. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I wish you all the best for the rest of the year. Wish you a Merry Christmas when it comes. Travel home safely, and thank you so greatly much for being here. Mr. Sinclair? Huh? Mr. Sinclair, our chairman, you so ably chaired the function as per usual. Right, thank you very, very much for your fantastic job, Mr. Sinclair. And I hand back over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Berger. May we stand for the national anthem, please? Eternal Father, bless their land. Guard us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defenders, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Teach us truth, respect for all. Stir response to duty's call. Strengthen us the weak to cherish. Give us vision lest we perish. Knowledge send us, Heavenly Father, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth, ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Thank you very, very much. Have a safe journey home.
In the hands of a man with vision. A man who is committed to giving voice to the young people of this, our great nation.